Hey there, so we have started the basics of array. Let's do some 5 programs on array on LeetCode. So some of the programs are two sum. It's a very famous problem. Third maximum number, move zeros, rotate array and find the duplicate number. These are very basic questions. So let's go to LeetCode. And I will first explain you how to approach this question in this Tathastu DSA series. I will first explain you what is the question, what is asked of you to solve, and then only we will give you time to solve those problems. Once you are able to, then you can go and try and solve the problem. If you are not able to do, you can look at the solution. Okay. So in this problem, as you are aware in LeetCode, there is a standard pattern that you have to follow for question. There is a description, then there is sample input output, multiple types, some constraints that you have to follow and solve your problem here. So here you have to solve in the form of a function. I hope you all are aware of it. So let's dive directly into the question. Given an array of integers nums and an integer target, okay, return indices of the two numbers such that they add up to target. So we have to find the indices of two numbers which is whose sum is equal to the target integer which is given. Okay, so there are some conditions. You may assume that each input would have exactly one solution and you may not use the same element twice. So there can be only one number, like if there is a number 5, so 2 plus 3 is also 5, 1 plus 4 is also 5, but the input will be in such a way that only one solution is possible. Okay, and we cannot use one element twice. So you can return the answer in any order, whichever number can be first. It's not a constraint. So let's look at the example. Array 2 7 11 15, target number is 9, so the number is sum is 2 and 7 equals to 9. Okay, it's the only pair in this that is equal to 9. So 0 and 1 indices of these number are returned. Example 2, 3 to 4, the target is 6, 2 plus 4 is only 1, the indexes are 1 or 2 is returned in a form of an array. 3, 3, target is 6, so 0 is 1 is returned. Next constraint that you have to look into is numbers.length should be between 2 and 10 to the power 3 and numSci target. So these are the basic constraints that you have to keep in mind, and only one valid answer exists. So what you have to do, you have to write a solution. So what kind of solution? Let's see, for every program there will always be a brute force approach. Brute force approach where you create all the possible use cases and select which is the most optimized way of doing it. So it is not always the best suited, but you have to do it certain cases. As this is the first question of our series, so I will suggest you to do the brute force approach and not the optimized approach in this. So for that you have to do is you will take this number, first number, and compare it with this rest of the numbers. If the sum is equal to the target, then you exit, else you continue. Then you look for 7 plus 11, 7 plus 15, is it equal to 9 or not? So this complexity will be around n square because you are going to traverse for n into n. So it will be n square because every time you are doing it. But it is the first question you can do. The more optimized version can also be done using a map or a set, but we haven't studied that so far, so we will not solve that problem. So let's come to the next question, which is third largest number. That's also a simple question that we are going to solve. Third maximum number. Let's look at what is this question all about. Okay. Yeah, so third maximum number, given a non-empty array of integers, return the third maximum number in this array. If it does not exist, return the maximum number. The time complexity must be O(n). So it's a very simple question. There is an array and we have to find the third maximum number. If there is no third maximum, like if there are only 2 elements or lot of elements are repeated, so there can be elements repeated in this, so we have to keep in mind. But the time complexity should be O(n). We cannot use double loops in it. Double loops equal to n square. Okay, so we cannot use double loops. We have to do it in one traversal or one iteration only. So the input is 3 to 1. Largest element is 3. Second largest is 2. Third largest is 1. So the output will be 1. That is the third maximum. In the second example, there are only 2 elements, so there can't be a third maximum. So which is the largest number? 2. We are going to return 2. In the next example, there are 3 elements, but 1 is duplicate, 2 is duplicate. So 3 is the first largest, 2 is the second largest, and 1 will be the third largest. So we have to make a check that numbers cannot be equal. Like for example, if you just randomly running it, then the third largest will come 2 only, because it's the so we have to put in this condition that the number are not similar. So I think it's a quite simple question. You can try on your own. Okay, and if you are facing any issues, you can ask us in your daily doubt session at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m., whatever is the time given allotted to you. Okay, so let's look at the next number, moving zeros to the last. That's a very important and commonly asked question. Okay, so let's look at what it is all about. Okay, so in this, an array is given. So we are given an array in the input. Given an array nums, write a function to move all zeros to the end of it while maintaining the relative order of the non-zero elements. So two things we have to consider. We have to put all the zeros in the end, but we have to make sure the relative order of the rest number, like 1 2 3 5 7, any number, the order should be the same. Like in this example, there is 0 1 0 3 12, so two zeros are there. We have to push all the two zeros at the end, but we have to make sure the output is in the relative order of the input. 1 3 12 should be maintained. It shouldn't be like 3 1 12 or 12 3 1. So there are some conditions. We have to do it in place. We cannot take an additional array, something you like create another array, put all the elements. So we cannot do it. That's also not an optimized way to do it. But in this case, it's specifically said to not use it. Okay, so we have to minimize the total number of operations. There can be many ways to do it, like you can just sort it, but if you just sort it, the complexity will come to n log n. Okay, so you cannot use it. So the most optimized approach we use for is two pointer approach. Like we carry two variables. One variable will point to the index where non-zero number is there, or next will point to the where zero element is there. So that's how we are going to swap it in one in place in one iteration in on, and without using any additional space. So as you can see, if you are doing in C++, num vector is provided to you. You have to just iterate it, traverse it, and do it properly. So the next question is rotate array. This is also a very commonly asked question that you need to practice. Okay, so let's see how to solve it. Okay, in this question, there is an array that will be given to you as an input. Okay, given an array, rotate the array to the right by k steps, where k is a non-negative number. It can be 1 2 3 4 5, anything, but it cannot be negative, right? So some follow-up things that you have to keep in mind. Try to come up as many solutions as you can. There are at least 3 different ways to solve this problem. There are many methods. You can also check in the solution here, or we will also discuss in the solutions video. So the challenge here is, can you do it in place and with O1 extra space? O1 extra space means we don't use any other extra duplicate array to copy the elements. We can only use some variables, 1 or 2 3 variables, if we want to do it. So we have to rotate the array to the right by k steps. Let's see some example. In this, there is an array 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. K is 3. Let's say if k is 3, we have to shift all the elements to the right by 3 steps. So 1 will come at the place of 4, and 2 will come at the place of 5, 3 will come at the place of 6, and 4 will come at the place of 7. And how these numbers will go cyclical order in the start. So 7 will come here, 6 will come here, 5 will come here as in the output. If we want to see step by step, we can look at here. Step 1 to the right. So 1 2 3 4, 1 goes here, 2 3 4, and 7 comes to the left. In the next iteration, one more step outward, 6 goes to the left here, and everything goes to the right. In the next step, 5 goes to the right and reaches at the start, and everything goes to the right one step. So it's quite simple. In example 2, we can say there is a negative number and k is 2, so it will be moved 2 steps, okay, to the right. There are some constraints that you can look at. So there are many methods. So the most optimized method we are going to use is to reverse the numbers by k elements and then n minus k elements. So that will be a way that we are going to follow. You can also try different approaches. You can look at the discuss section and see different approaches. You can look at the solution and see different approaches here. Okay, but I will suggest you to try on your own. If you need some hint, then hint I have provided you. You can use reverse, the logic of reversing and how to exactly apply it, you will see in the solution. But the best part is you should try it on your own first. You will do some errors, some test cases won't pass, but that's fine. Okay, so the next question we are looking at, find the duplicate number. So this is also a very common problem that you will see in almost all data structures, whether it's tree, linked list, anything, that you have to remove the duplicate number. Also in a software industry, if you are going to work as a SDE, you will see a lot of times there is a lot of issue of duplicacy of data. So this is an important skill to know, problem solving to know. So it's also a medium level question. All those rest of the questions were, this was also medium. First three were easy and last two are medium level of difficulty. Okay, given an array of integer nums containing n plus 1 integers where each integer is in the range of 1 to n inclusive, like 1 and n will be there. Okay, there is only one duplicate number in nums, return this duplicate number. So for example, this is an array of size 5, n plus 1, n is 4, so the individual numbers can only be 1 to n. But if n plus 1 is there, so you need one more number. So out of 1 to n, any one number has to be repeated, then only n plus number can happen. Okay, so in this there is n is 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4 is there, but 2 is 2 times. So 2 is given as output. In this number, n plus 1 is 5, so n is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. In this, 3 is 2 times, so 3 is the output. Similarly in this, there is n plus 1 is 2, so n is 1, so only 1 can be there and 1 is repeated as well. Similarly in this cases, let's look at some of the conditions. How can we prove that at least one duplicate number must exist? So it's quite simple. If there are n plus 1 elements and you can only have 1 to n numbers, so there will be a shortage of one number, and which can only be done by duplicating any number. So it's simple. Can you solve the problem without modifying the array? So you can't modify the array, you have to simple traversal in this only. You can't change the space. Like one thing you can do, you can just sort it and then compare it, like which one consecutive are duplicate. So that's also one approach, but you cannot use the sorting approach. Can you solve using only constant time without using additional extra array? You cannot use any additional array. It can be done. Can you solve the problem with runtime less than n square? So can you solve in either on or on log n? So it can be done. It's a quite interesting question, and I hope you are able to solve. Okay. So these are some more constants that you can look at, and you can surely check the solution or try on your own, but I must say that you must go and do it on your own first. Okay. So there is the concept of cycling, is cycle dissection is going to be applied. That is the most optimized approach, but you can also start by doing in on square as a practice if you are just beginning your coding. So that's not the issue. You can just first do it and then see the more optimized approach. Okay, so these are the questions that we are going to discuss in the day 1 of our course. 5 questions. Okay, the solutions to it will be provided to you in a day or two in all the languages, C++, Java and Python, and you can refer from it if you are not able to do it on your own.